Why self-love is a path, a practice, and a choice. Something we have to journey through every day, something we have to keep practicing, and something we have to choose.
Yeah.
It is easy to choose self-hate.
Today I'm super excited because we're going to have the opportunity to talk with Taylor Pinkston about self-love. Come join me.
We had girls and boys in the room, and I spoke about body positivity.
Okay.
So I put two poster boards up, and one said girls, women, the other said boys, men.
Okay.
And I asked them to go up and write who has the best body or what is the best body.
Yeah.
The boys literally all wrote their names. They were like, me, I have the best body. The girls are like, Kim Kardashian, this famous person, this famous, a flat tummy,
sad.
this curves. And it's just like, what? And I kept the poster boards for that reason, because it just shows something up here, you know, and it's hard to like reverse that thinking. It takes a long time to really get okay with it, but it just shows how women, I think that's why my focus is women, is because we struggle so hard to accept ourselves. But oh my god, this is beautiful. I love it.
What do you think? We just did these dressing rooms to make people feel beautiful while they're trying on their clothes. We just did this like
I love it.
A month ago or 2 months ago. I don't know, in June.
Oh my goodness. Every dressing room should look like this.
That's what I think too. Just, you know, trying on clothes can be a little rough sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's go talk.
For me, like, of course it's like my thing, but like it's still hard to receive compliments sometimes. Because we're, you know, designed to, it's conceited, or, you know, you're boasting. And it's just facts. Like, all I'm doing is, you know, stating facts. I look great today. You should be able to say that and not feel guilty for it, right? So.
Like, our model is you. Even if I mess up. Okay. Fuck. You don't want me to keep calling. Today on Urban Chick Chat, I'm with Taylor, and we're going to talk about self-love, self-care, and body positivity. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, I consider myself like an activist for self-love. So a big part of what I do is taking it with me wherever I am. Okay. And really just opening the conversation up when people say things about themselves that might be negative or are struggling to have confidence, and just really being kind of like a representation of you're badass, you're awesome, you're amazing, in all of these different ways. So a major part of what I do is really just being an activist and being the voice that you are a powerful being and you bring something to the table.
Was there a defining moment that made you want to get into this line of work?
Absolutely. Really getting pregnant with my daughter, I was right at the point where I was about to graduate with my master's in social work. Found out that I was pregnant unexpectedly. And then once I actually graduated, just the constant reminder that I wasn't doing enough because I have this degree and I'm not in the best relationship, or I'm just not feeling my best because I allowed myself to go to a place that was the opposite of my personal goals as a woman, because of the person that I was in a relationship with. So once I had my daughter, seeing her was kind of that moment that was like, okay, do you want your daughter to be in this exact position? Do you want her to feel the way that you feel? No. Like, for me, it was like, absolutely not. What can I do? I had to go here before I could even give her what I desired for her to have as she became that young woman. So I intentionally did as much research that I possibly could on what self-love was. Instagram and Facebook was very disappointing when it came to that. So I found the Path of Self-Love School. And they kind of gave me just like the truth about what self-love is supposed to be, how it's supposed to look, and how to be unashamed and unapologetic in it. So for me, it was seeing that little girl and seeing myself in her, seeing her worth, and it gave me mine. Like, it reminded me of how powerful I was and that I deserve more than my current circumstance.
Yeah. So what is self-love to you?
Well, it's 10 things. There are 10 branches, we say. You can look at it like aspects as well, but there are 10 aspects to what self-love is, and without applying all 10 of them, you can neglect yourself in some way. So some of those are self-trust, self-acceptance, awareness, self-care, honesty, self-pleasure, self-honor and respect, self-expression, self-empowerment. So there's all of these different aspects of self-love, and oftentimes you're just focusing on like 3 or just 1. Typically self-care is the one that everyone focuses on. It's like the popular branch of self-love. And then even in that, there's this idea that like self-love and self-care are separate, and it's like 2 different things. What I know to be true is self-care is just one. It's a big branch, but it's just one part of what self-love is. And if you only focus on self-care, you'll forget the trust, you'll forget the acceptance, the forgiveness, and the compassion that you need in order to be able to take care of yourself in the best way. So it's deep.
I don't think anyone really knows like unless they literally are
Meet with me?
Yeah. Are in her Facebook group or like talk to her.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, well, what's a tangible way to like practice self-love?
What I know to be true is that we are in a microwave society. Everybody wants results.
Yeah.
Also, we like checklists. Self-love is not a checklist.
Exactly.
So a lot of times I've done like lives and, workshops, and people want like a list. Which branch though? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Are we talking about self-care? Because I could give you like some self-care tips, things that you can do. I can give you ways to trust yourself. I can give you ways to boost your confidence. I can give you ways to start expressing yourself. So it's really about specifically what you want. Because I have tons of like resources and heart tools and heart work that you can apply every single day. But no, checklists. It's really like, what are you experiencing in your life right now? What areas are you not stretching yourself? Where do you find yourself struggling the most? That so when I meet with someone, they do a self-love assessment, and it scores each branch for them. So I know top 3 weak or like areas that need strengthening for that individual, and we'll focus on that, to help strengthen those areas. But that's targeted for every individual. Yeah. It's not something that maybe the girl down the street needs.
Yeah. Because I think that's, society always thinks it's like, oh, one size fits all for every person, no matter whether it's like self-love, fitness, nutrition. They want that like quick fix. What can I do right now to work on this? Exactly. Even when I started like my own self-love journey, I was looking at what everyone else was doing, and I had a checklist every night, and I was like, this is so daunting that I stopped doing it because it wasn't fulfilling for me. Right. I had to find out what worked for me, what my rituals were going to be. So really, when I take space for myself, it's meditation in the morning, I do Reiki, I work out when I feel like it. It's those types of things. And these are all self-care. Like, everything that you're mentioning is self-care. And we could checklist self-care all day. Yeah. But you still have to like try it and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And it might not work for you now, but maybe in a year or 3, it may be the thing that you need. So self-care and even self-pleasure, in that way you can have like a list. Okay, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to try this week, and have those things set up. But if we're talking about self-trust, that's in the moment. You have to practice with your coworkers and your mom and your, in your business. Like, how often are you not going for it because your inner critic is telling you you're not good enough? You have to trust yourself enough to make that happen and just go for it. So
I can't give you a checklist for that. You know, that's something that we have to like discuss. But yeah, self-care all day. We could go through a list.
Yeah.
When I learned the 3 vows of self-love, that kind of guided me with every branch. So the first vow is I never settle for less than my heart and soul desires. And then I only have loving and respectful relationships, and a lot of them. And then I only do what I desire without fear of disappointing others. So like that third one is probably like that kicker, because even the people that hurt us, we're still like struggling to not hurt them and like disappoint them in any way. That one gets me every time, to be honest. And the, you know, having those loving and respectful relationships around you, because there's a possibility that you could end up alone.
Yeah.
You know, through years of, you know, being in relationships with people without self-love, a lot of my team were people who were also like me, mirroring toxicity. You know, so once I started to do the heart work and actually apply this stuff to my life, I had to look around me and say, how are we friends this long? Like, how did the relationship get here?
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't mirror anything that I'm projecting out into this world anymore. And that hurts. Like, it hurts to look at people and have to redefine how close you let them to your heart, how often you talk to them, how often you hang out with them. And like I said, even the people that hurt you, it's still like a struggle to advocate for yourself and be like, no, you're not going to talk to me like that. Like, you're not going to make me feel that way. I never settle for less than my heart and soul desire. And what I desire in a relationship is to be respected, to be supported. I don't mind being challenged, but I need to feel loved in it all. And there's no wiggle room.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no wiggle room when it comes to my heart. For a long time I did. And you know, what I allowed in those relationships carried with me year after year after year after year. And it wasn't until I took some time to be lonely and to actually feel what loneliness felt like and embrace loneliness and accept loneliness that I truly started to know who I am. Wiggle it out.
So much for being here with us today. Let's cheers to an awesome day. Do you have any last words you'd like to give these lovely ladies?
Absolutely. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. Whether that is, you know, dealing with something toxic or traumatic or mental health, any barrier that you have, you're supposed to be dealing with it right now. So don't run away from that. Ask yourself why. Give yourself the nourishment that you need. You're where you're supposed to be.
I love that.
Cheers.
Let's go. Let's go. Great. Come on.
Beautiful artwork.
Baby. Yeah, baby.
Last words. That sounds like she's about to
You're fine. You are fine.